Hey creators, my name is Mike Anthony, and on today's video, we're gonna be showing you how to land a UGC deal in 7 days. Okay, so this exact day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7 is a strategy that we've been implementing with our creators to help them get their first deals as quickly as possible. Now, all this strategy has come from years of being in the UGC space. I own a UGC agency called heysocial.io. We've been in business since 2021, been able to pay close to $1 million in UGC creator payouts, worked with 350 plus brands and thousands of creators. So this strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is not a specific strategy that only works for a certain type of creators. This works across the board because we know exactly what brands are looking for when they want to hire a content creator versus skip another one. So we're going to be giving you the foundation of our full 7-day process. And don't look ahead, okay? I will be check marking things as we go. But yeah, let's get into it. So day 1 is all about camera presence. What is camera presence? Your ability to speak on camera. Exactly what I'm doing right now. So the most important part is being authentic and engaging. You want to come off as you're being honest, real, natural, but also you want to be engaging. You want to grab people's attention because they are potentially going to see your videos on their feed. Now, these videos that you're going to be creating are going to be competing with other videos that are on the platform. And so if you're super slow and you sound like you're scripted, then people are just going to skip through your videos. But if you feel like you're talking to a friend when you're looking at those cameras and you have high energy, then you're going to be able to compete with the other videos that are on the platform. And that is going to help you a ton in this space. So when we're looking at what is camera presence, I'd rather us be natural rather than perfect. Okay, perfection in this space will never happen. You can have good takes, you could have good videos that you performed well, but they're never going to be perfect. There's always going to be things that you can improve. The main thing you want to do is to come off natural, real. And this is where I see a lot of creators mess up. They think that, because I am not eccentric or I am not outgoing or I just don't have this outward personality that I can't speak in front of camera. Okay, I've seen both cases. I've seen creators who are, these people are more naturally eccentric, they are more extroverted, and as soon as the camera, like that button clicks on, they freeze. Like they're like a deer in headlights. They don't really know what to say, how to say it. They sound super stiff or fake. That doesn't work. Where I've seen other creators that are more introverted in every day, but whenever that camera comes off, they've put enough reps where they actually flourish and are comfortable speaking to the camera. So it's not about being perfect. It's about getting to a place where you are natural, because people, when they're going to see you in your UGC videos, are going to want to relate with you as a human being. So you don't need to be anybody else. You just need to be yourself, but the best version of yourself with a strong camera presence on camera. And that will relate with a lot of people. And that will help you build that initial foundation that we're trying to build in day number 1, which is camera presence. Now, how do we get this done? There's going to be 3 things that we're going to want to do. The first one is 3 FTCs, face to camera videos, sitting down. So you're sitting down and you're just talking to the camera. 3 FTCs walking. So this is where you FTC again, face the camera, you have your phone in your hand and you're walking and talking to the camera. Those are going to be the 2 styles in this space that you'll have to do the most of. And so you want to practice these 3. These 6 videos, but you want to do 3 of each. Now, it's not really important what you talk about in these videos. And what I usually suggest to my students is that just speak about things that you know about so that you have the ability to talk about it on camera. And this is where we can actually practice your camera presence. And so when you do these 6 videos, okay, so we're done with this one. We're done with this one. Okay, you guys can follow here now. What we're gonna wanna do in these 6 videos, is you're gonna wanna auto critique yourself. So you're gonna wanna take a look back at those videos and actually be honest with yourself on these 3 different parts. Number 1, did you start with high energy? When you started the video, were you engaging? Did you have energy? If you didn't, then you wanna go and reshoot the video with high energy in the first couple of seconds. That first couple of seconds is called the hook. The hook is one of the most important parts of a video because literally people nowadays, when they're scrolling on their feed, they're giving a video like 0 to like 3 seconds before they scroll to the next video. And if you're super boring at the beginning and you're talking super slowly, then people are gonna skip to the next video because they want that dopamine hit. They wanna be entertained, they wanna be engaged. And so that's why you wanna have that initial couple of seconds be with high energy. Next is, did my pitch go up and did it go down? Super important. When we speak in every day and we're telling a story, we have moments where we want to get the pitch up and other moments when we want the pitch a little lower. And so here, this is where you have to become self-aware of how do you usually talk and how does your pitch naturally flow up and down. The worst thing you want to have is just a pitch that's always the same and there's no variation, because then it just becomes super boring to the listener. But if you have something that you really want to bring attention to, or sometimes pull the people in, that's where your pitch goes up and down. So you want to take a look at these things that did my pitch naturally go up and down. And the last thing, am I looking at the camera? Like, imagine I was doing a YouTube video with you guys today and I was like looking here, or I was looking there, or I was looking below you guys or on top, right? You want to practice looking at the camera, because now this builds a bit more connection between you and I, because I'm looking right at you and I'm talking to you, okay? So that is for camera presence, right? So we want to focus on being authentic and engaging. Being natural is more important than being perfect, especially if you're just starting out. You're never going to hit perfection. Let's get as close as possible to natural. Next thing is you want to do these 6 example videos and you want to auto critique yourself with, did you start with high energy? Did your pitch go up and down naturally? And are you looking at the camera? For these 6 videos, by the way, just go on ChatGPT, give me 6 video prompts that I can answer while talking to the camera, and then they'll give you your 6 questions that you can answer in the video. And then you're going to be able to create those videos. You don't have to post them anywhere on social media. If you do, awesome. If you don't, also great. This is just to prepare yourself to be speaking on camera. Now, that's the end of day 1. Day 2 is going to be your creators corners. Creators corners are spots in your home that you can shoot. Okay, so this is, for example, my creators corners at the office with a whiteboard. So it's like my whiteboard creators corners. Now, I could have chosen to angle it a bit different. I could have chosen to turn some lights on. I could have left some garbage here on the side that you guys can see. This is my creators corners. Whatever's in this frame is my creators corner. So these are, again, different spots in your home. This can be your kitchen, your bathroom, your living room, your car, in your shower if you're doing like hair care. Like, these are all different creators corners. And what we want to practice is, what do I look like in my creators corners? Because bad backgrounds, so what's in the frame, will get you skipped. So if you have a bad background, so I'm talking about only using artificial lighting, there's shadows behind you because you're using artificial lighting, you're shooting in front of a blank wall, maybe there's some dirty laundry on the side, and it just looks awful, then brands are not going to want to work with you, because that lowers the quality of your video. And so if they're going to be looking at your videos, they're going to be like, I don't think I want my product to be shot in this creators corner. Creators corner is a term that we came up ourselves at Creator Hive, but it's pretty much the same thing of like, I just don't like the background or the setting of where this is shot. And so this is a lot more important than you think, because brands are going to be using this content mostly on Instagram and Facebook. These platforms are a lot more aesthetic. TikTok, you can get away with shooting, you wake up and then you shoot in bed and you talk, and then like maybe it's going to go viral. Like, nobody knows what goes viral nowadays on TikTok. However, on Instagram and Facebook, these platforms are just a lot more about aesthetics. So things need to look a lot cleaner and a lot sharper. And so a couple things that we want to take a look at when we're thinking about a creators corner. Let's think that we're in the kitchen. Okay. First thing, it's going to be your lighting. So now that you're in your kitchen, do you turn on all the lights in the kitchen, and do you put your back to a window? No. You want to leverage as much natural light as possible. I could have shot today with artificial lighting, but I decided there's enough light, probably not enough, but there's enough light that's coming through here that can give me a more natural look, and thus increasing the quality of the video as opposed to artificial lighting. So lighting is a big one. You want to use as much natural light. That needs to be the main light that is going to be on your face. So you want to be facing windows and not have your back to them. And also, you don't want any artificial light behind your head, because it's going to create this weird halo effect. It's going to be really weird for the viewers. So lighting, natural lighting as much as possible. Second thing is going to be depth. Now, you want at least 6 to 10 feet of depth behind you. You do not want to be shooting right across the wall with the camera super straight and like you're like on the wall. No. The reason for that is because if you're shooting in the kitchen, and let's say you're working on a food brand, you want that person who's going to be watching the video is going to be like, okay, food brand, kitchen, makes sense. Like the dots connect in their head. And also you want to be able to see maybe the countertop, maybe the sink, stovetop, fridge, and like, okay, this person is shooting in the kitchen. You don't want this person thinking, is this person shooting this in a closet talking about a food brand, right? So that's where the depth comes in. Okay, so natural light, good depth that we can see which room you're in. That's just more of a mental thing. It's going to look a lot nicer in your videos, I could promise you. Next thing is audio. You do not want there to be any echo, any traffic passing, people screaming in the background, music playing that's not from like music post-production in your editing, right? Now I'm wearing a mic. You don't need to have a mic. The microphone on my phone would have worked just as well, but I wanted to increase the quality. And this is also more for YouTube. It's not so much of an Instagram reel that I'm gonna be shooting. So audio is fine. If you wanna get a mic, but the mic on your smartphone should be good enough. The main thing that we don't want here is echoing. We don't want outside noise that's gonna ruin ultimately the audio because we need to hear you clearly. So when you're in your creators corners, you wanna make sure that your audio is clear. The next thing is a clean background, okay? So imagine I had food here, right? Or, Cheeto stains on the wall, or, I was dressed like a bum, okay? This would distract you from what I'm saying because you'd be like, why is there such a mess behind him, right? Why is there dirty laundry on the side? Or why is the wall dirty, right? Like what's happening on that wall? And that will take attention away from the messaging that's being said in the video. And that ultimately will lead them to be distracted, forget what you're saying, and then they just scroll to the next video. So you want there to be a clean background. I've reviewed many backgrounds in my days of reviewing creators corners, and everybody has clutter somewhere or another. Nobody's home is perfect unless you have a 24/7 nanny, like you're dropping something, she's picking it up. So the trick here is that if the clutter is not in the frame, it doesn't exist. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. So if you do have clutter or you have a smaller apartment, just put the clutter to the side, figure out a way where you can put that clutter for a moment, and just make sure that whatever you're shooting is clean behind you. So that's for the clean background. Next is you want to have 5 to 7 creators corners. Again, living room, bedroom, kitchen, car, entrance, bathroom. These are all different creators corners. And what you want to do on this day 2 is you want to practice that, okay, if I'm going to shoot in the bathroom, let me put my phone on a tripod, ideally, and let me see the different angles that I could use so I have the best lighting, I have the most depth, there's clean audio, and there's a clean background. And then once you nail that, you want to kind of cement that into your brain that if I'm ever shooting in the bathroom, I have these 2 spots that I can put my phone. Spot number 1, spot number 2. These are the best to give me the best lighting, the best depth, the best audio, and the clean background. So you want to do that for every of the creators corners. This in itself can take maybe an hour and a little bit, but it's such amazing foundational work because the outcome of this is that you increase the quality of your videos just from what's behind you. Day 3, we talk about scripting. Scripting is what you say in the videos, okay? Every video has a storyline, has a hook, has a call to action. There is things that you're gonna be saying in this video. Up to this point, we haven't created any content with products. This is where we're gonna create content with products. And so what you're gonna be saying in the actual video needs to do a good job of selling the product. People need to watch this video and be intrigued enough about what the product is to be able to go to a website and then either sign up or buy. That's what you do as a UGC content creator, okay? So it's very important here that you do not wing it. Don't wing it. Don't turn on the camera, pick up a product and be like, I love this because, I actually put electrolytes in here. And so this allows me to stay hydrated throughout the day. And like, nobody's gonna wanna hear that. We wanna be thinking about what we're going to say before we ever click record. This part is called the pre-production, before we produce the content, okay? So you do not want to wing it because whatever you say in this video needs to do a good job of selling the product. What you want to be using is leverage AI. You do not want to use ChatGPT, you rather use Claude. Again, I have a UGC agency. We've done thousands of scripts and Claude is, I think, at least 5 times better than what we get from ChatGPT when we are trying to script write. Now, if you're gonna be scripting now, let's do at least 3 products. Let's pick 3 products around the house that we're gonna wanna do scripting around. And every single one of these scripts is going to need a hook, a story, and a call to action. And you can always follow the problem solution framework. This does a great job of selling product. So what is a hook? A hook is the first 0 to 3 to 5 seconds of the video. So a couple of hook ideas that you could use is calling out the audience. So literally stating the gender, the age, and what they're battling with. That could be a good job. So for example, if you're 28 years old and you have a hard time staying hydrated during the day, you need to check out these electrolytes. That would be an example that I would use for myself, right? Or number two could be calling out a problem. If you ever struggle with hydration during the day, you guys need to try this product. That could be another hook. So you could be calling out the problem as well. Those are just two ones. We don't have to go super in depth right now. Claude will give you a ton of ideas, but so you want to figure out what is going to be your hook. And what I usually suggest to my students is whenever you're using these AI platforms, have them give you like 4 to 5 different variations, and then you just pick the one that's the best. Okay, so that's the hook. Next is a story. We need to bring people on a journey about our experience with the product and why they should try it too. That's what it's user-generated content, right? So you're using the product, you're sharing your story about using the product, and then they can then go and check out the product for themselves. So this storyline needs to follow this framework of the problem solution. You were struggling with A, B, and C, then you finally found the product, and now here is how this product and the features that it has solve the problems that you were dealing with. So that's the overall framework of the problem solution, and you want to do that in a form of a story. And the last thing you want to do is a call to action. If people have watched up until this point of the video, they have been listening to you, and so they're intrigued about the product. Now they need to know, what do we need to do next? And that's your call to action. Go over to the website. They have a sale going on right now. Click the link in my bio. It could be any of those good things. You want to get a call to action. So when you're using Claude, again, your AI tools, you want to have it give you a handful of different variations so that you can choose the actual best call to action that you like. And also for the story, you can also do different variations for the storyline. This will help you a ton. But yeah, this should not take you more than like an hour for 3 scripts. Especially if it's your first time script writing, might take you a little longer. But at the beginning, you just want to feed it the product. You want to tell them like, hey, I want a problem solution script. Give me like 4 variations of the hooks, 2 variations of the storyline, and 4 variations of the call to actions. And then you can just put that on a separate Google Doc, and then you have hook, then you have your storyline, and then you have your call to action for every single product. And this is going to allow you to finalize your scripting so that when you are going to be shooting on camera, which is the next day, you're prepared for production. So we split up pre-production and production. Okay. So that is going to be scripting for day number 3. Now, for day number 4, we are going to be shooting and editing. And what's really important here that I want you guys to understand is that we need to split the shooting and the editing, but we can all get it done in one day. Okay. So for the shooting, you want to shoot raw. What that means is that you turn on the camera and you start going through your script or through the direction that you want to go in your storyline. And then you want to edit. So these are 2 tasks that are done separately. They are not done at the same time. I'm not shooting something with 1 take and then I'm editing it and then we're done. No, I need to spend some time going through my script and shooting it. And then once I'm done, in this case, if you're doing 3 products, I would do all my shooting at once, and then I would do all my editing at once so that you're able to split those 2 tasks. So we want to shoot raw, and then we want to edit. Super important here, I've seen this ton of mistakes like this from a lot of creators that are getting started, is that you're trying to chase perfection. You want these 3 videos to be the number ones. And look, I understand. However, the goal here is how do you get paid in 7 days? And that's not going to be through perfection. That's going to be through good enough to land paid deals. Okay, so the videos just need to be good enough for you to be able to present yourself as a proficient content creator to brands. And the trick here too is that, guys, you in this space, you're going to be doing a lot of content. So you're only going to be getting better and better and better and better over time. So the content that you're going to be shooting today is technically going to be the worst content that you ever shoot because you're going to keep getting better. And then a month from now, that's going to be much better than the content that you shot today. And then 2 months from now, so on and so forth. So I rather here we prioritize speed than we prioritize trying to get the perfect initial video. You will do a lot of videos in this space. You'll have a lot of chances to become better and progress, but that's not what we want here because we want to get to 7 days to get a paid deal. When it comes to your script, your beautiful script that you created on day 3, we don't need to say it line by line. We want this to drive a direction for us, okay? If you do it line by line, you're gonna be scripted, it's gonna mess up your camera presence. So just let this script kind of be a direction that you can leverage so that you know exactly where to go in the video and what to say. So when it comes to shooting, you wanna do multiple takes. And don't be scared of doing multiple takes. So if you have a hook, which is, if you're 28 years old and you feel dehydrated during the day, you need electrolytes, you need to try this out. Okay, so let's say that that's your hook. So I would have, my phone there, and then I would have my script on potentially my laptop or on the side, and I would read the script out. Okay, if you're 28 years old and you're missing electrolytes, you should try this product out. Okay, Keep the camera rolling. I didn't like that take. I didn't like that take. Okay, let me do it again. If you're 28 years old and you're dehydrated during the day, see, I stuttered. No, not good. If you're 28 years old and you're dehydrated during the day like me, you need to try this out. Boom, that was the take. Now the hook is done. But you see, I didn't try to knock it out all in one take. Now I have my hook. So my hook is done. So I can even stop the recording. I can favorite that clip. Okay, now let me go into the storyline. And then I can go like 2 sentences at a time. And you just work your way down the script that way. That will make it so much easier for you to actually get an amazing final video, because you're gonna go and find all the best takes and then you're gonna put them all together, okay? So that is for the multiple takes, and you pick the best one. I have yet to see a creator do a full script from beginning to end, one take. No matter how good you are, it's very hard to hit. So I'd rather us just do multiple takes until we get the best one. Then we want to use simple edits. Simple edits, and I would use CapCut in this case here, but simple edits means what we call simple cuts. So you have a clip, and you just stick another clip next to it. There is no funky transitions. The screens and the video is not moving crazy. There's no colors or anything like that. It's just back to back to back clips that are stuck together. And those are what we call simple cuts, because it just magically just simple cuts to another scene. So you could do this through CapCut by just sticking the clips together. And then you can also put B-roll, which B-roll is, A-roll is what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to the camera. B-rolls would be if I'm not talking and I'm doing things. That would be B-roll. Or I want to show you guys, showcase the product where I'm not actually in it and it's just in my hands. That would be B-roll. So you could do some A-roll, stick some B-roll, A-roll, stick some B-roll. You can do all that good stuff. One thing I forgot to mention here is it's going to be tougher because you guys are beginners. Well, for the most of you guys, but you want to try to get to the 3.5. I know you guys can't see this, but 3.5 second rule, which means that every 3.5 seconds there needs to be a cut, and you can, or a change in the visual. So it can either be a zoom in, a zoom out into your face. That is acceptable. Nothing crazy though, just like a simple zoom in, zoom out, or it could be a cut to another scene, but you want to try and keep it engaging every 3.5 seconds in your editing. But guys, again, no funky transitions, no color grading, nothing like I don't want the video to be exploding into the next scene because you found a new CapCut transition that you like. Please, simple is what makes it work here. Okay, awesome. So just to recap where we're at, we've built the foundation of the camera presence. We have built and found out which are our best creators corners in our home. We've also scripted our videos for our 3 products that we're going to be creating, and then we shot and we edited those videos. Now on day 5, we want to build out our profile on a UGC platform. UGC platform is a platform that is 2-sided. So it allows the brands to onboard onto this platform, and then they can start launching campaigns where they're saying, here's our, May campaign. Here's the type of creators that we're looking for in terms of gender, ethnicity, age, and here's how much we want to pay, and here's where we want them to be located. So they can go on this platform and set up this campaign, pretty much announcing to the market that they are looking for content creators. On the other side of this platform, you have creators that have their profile set up and they can start applying to these campaigns. And so you want to do this on UGC platforms. We don't want to do cold emails. We don't want to do cold DMs on Instagram. We don't want to go on Fiverr, Upwork. We don't want to go on any of these platforms. I would suggest the platforms like Influy, Collabster, Backstage, Vidsi. Those are just a handful that are pretty good. Coley as well. You want to go on these types of platforms that brands are coming every single day and making announcements that they're looking for creators, so that you have a ton of volume that you can apply to. So you want to go on this platform and you want to create your profile. At minimum, you want to have 3 to 5 video examples. It's the most important thing, because I've seen a lot of creators skip this whole process and go directly here. And because their videos are not good, because they don't have good camera presence, because they don't know how to do their creators corners, because they didn't take the time to actually script a good video and shoot it and edit it properly, they're skipping automatically to here and they're applying, and never hearing back from brands. It's because they didn't do their foundational work. So you want to make sure that you do this foundational work so that here you have the most amount of success once you get to day 5, 6, and 7. So you want to have 3 to 5 video examples. You want to have your bio just clear, cut, and simple, and just make sure that all the things that the platform is asking you to build out on your profile are good and solid. But the main thing, the most important thing, is going to be your video examples. Because ultimately a brand, you can have the nicest bio in the world, but if the brand doesn't like your videos, they're not going to work with you. And also try to omit pictures, very little amount of pictures, mostly videos. A lot of the UGC stuff that you're going to be working on, especially the things that pay, is going to be videos. Now, day 6 and day 7, are all about applying. You want to apply minimum to 5 to 10 campaigns per day on day 6 and day 7. And day 7, this is where you can land your first deal. If you don't land any deals here, it's your videos. Your videos suck. I'm gonna be completely honest, okay? So for day 6 and day 7, you just want to be applying regularly. So you wanna go, and when you create your profile, make sure that this platform has enough campaigns to consistently do 5 to 10 per day, every single day. Because you're brand new. Nobody knows you exist. Nobody knows that you're a UGC content creator. The only way they will know and get to see your awesome videos that you just completed is by getting in front of them and applying to their campaigns. And from there, conversations will start, and we'll say like, hey creator, like we just saw your profile. We think you'd be a good fit. Here's a brief. Here's the amount that we're willing to pay. Are you in? And then from there, that's how when you say, oh yes, I'm in. This is gonna take me like an hour to shoot, so let's go. And the best part about these deals is that this part is done. The scripting part's already done. And then all you have to do is shoot. Most of the times. You don't even have to do the editing, because a lot of the deals are going to be just raw shoots. So that's going to allow you to, make a couple $100 for 1 hour of shooting. And in, let's say you pick, okay, my Saturdays are the days I'm going to be shooting. You could put like 4 or 5 campaigns in there. You work 4 hours, a couple thousand, because each deal is a couple $100, right? So that's what's really awesome about this space. But yeah, day 6 and day 7, you need to be applying. The biggest issue I see is creators that stop applying consistently. And they just think because I have a profile, I can just chill, lay back, sit down, be cool as gravy, and then brands are just gonna reach out to me. No, you need to be showing up in front of them consistently so that you can land paid deals. So that is the 7-day roadmap to landing your first paid UGC deal. Again, we worked on the camera presence. We got comfortable speaking to camera. Number 2, we worked on our creators corners. We made sure that our background helped us elevate the quality by having good lighting, good depth, audio, clear audio, and also a clean background. Day 3, we prepared the scripts that we were gonna say on the video. Day 4, we shot and edited those videos so that day 5, we can have our 3 to 5 videos on our profile. And day 6 and day 7, we kept applying consistently so that we could land our paid deals. Here you have everything that you need to go and land a paid deal in 7 days. If ever you guys want a bit more hand-holding to actually walk you through and review your camera presence, review your creators corners, review your scripts, review your shooting, show you how to set up your profile, and also what are the best tactics to apply and close deals fast, we do have an academy for this. There's gonna be a couple of links down below. But if you guys enjoyed all this free value today, do me a favor, please like the video, comment any question that you guys might have, and also hit the subscribe button, because there's gonna be more videos coming to you guys soon. I'll see you guys in the next video.